So how can we dial up the drama for this look?
We're back to the velvet shadow sticks.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is go back to the slightly sort of mid-tone one. Just look up for me. And I'm going to use it underneath the lower lash line. Bring in a darker shade. Starting in the outer corner, I'm just going to run it along the lash line. Just close your eyes for me. I'm going to go back to the mid-tone. Smudge it out. Love this.
So Jane, what does using the matte shadow over the cream do? What's the effect there?
Using a matte eyeshadow, just because it's a matte, it doesn't reflect the light as much, so it can introduce a little bit more depth.
And does that also make the eyeshadow last longer?
Of course, if you are using a cream and you haven't used an eyeshadow base,
yes,
using the powder over top, any powder will help to set it and therefore last longer, absolutely. The reason why I do this is because most women would perhaps go from the actual tablet and then straight to the eye, and then it would go all over the place. So it's about you controlling your product as opposed to the product controlling you.
And so that's just a really matte, like coffee coloured shade?
Yeah. Now into sort of the bridge, I'm going to do this sort of windscreen wiper movement, and that just helps to soften. Just remember that to bring product up and to make the eyes a little bit more open, just do the circular motions. That picks up product and moves it upwards. Now, when you're doing underneath the eyes, I think most women don't realise that by coming lower, and we're talking about coming down to the ball of the eye or where the tips of the lashes end, actually helps to open up the eye. Because I use a lot of the shadow sticks and I tap the brush and I really work at it, then I don't really get much droppage around the face. Great. It does depend on how your bone structure is. For some women, if they've got very, very high cheekbones in their eyes, a little bit further back in their sort of orbital bone, then they might find that actually doing their eyes first and then their complexion is better. But I think visually it helps you because you've got that lovely clean, it's like trying to paint a picture. Loose powder is great for just cleaning up the complexion. If you, again, set the powder, set the actual complexion with your powder, and you can do this. If the complexion's a little bit moist, for some reason, powder just sort of migrates towards it, like sucks towards it like a magnet. So I'm just going to blend that off. There we go.